Welcome back. Day 2, 2019 Battle of the All-Stars here in Hatfield Township, Pennsylvania. We are here for Game 1 on Day 2. Team Louisiana taking on Team Kentucky. I am P. Armageddon.
And I am Muffin Tumble.
And Muffin, we're going to discuss a little bit real quick how we got to this point starting off Day 2. For Louisiana, they played the first game also Day 1. Yesterday, they defeated Saskatchewan 273 to 131. They moved on to play California in the second round, where California took the victory 187 to 56. And that moved Louisiana into this bracket game. For Kentucky, they started off playing Tennessee yesterday, and they lost that game 177 to 72, which moved them to this bracket game. Louisiana coming in as a 12 seed, Kentucky as the 15 seed. And we're still in the shortened structure today for games, Muffin. 2 20-minute halves. Each team has 2 team timeouts, 1 official review, which is not retainable, and also 5 penalties will result in a foul out.
Yes, I do kind of like the shortened version of this game. It makes it very compact and fun. We get more derby action throughout the day. But tomorrow we go to the full-length 60-minute games. I'm really excited about that as well.
Back to what we know, the full 60-minute and foul outs and timeouts and 2 reviews and all that stuff like we know. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and do our rosters real quickly for you. For Team Louisiana as a 12 seed, number 1898, Papaya on Fire. Number 23, Rocker Pepper. 34 is Desi. 42 is Doler. 429, Carmina Piranha. 47, Grand Theft Autumn. Number 5, I Shove Lucy. Number 52 is Bree Hicks. 629, Frida Beast. Number 7, Foxy Clea Smackia. Number 76, Little Miss Maggot. 757 is Small Fry. 88, Your Captain, Ms. Murder. Number 9, Brawler Dean. 903, Blasian Bayou. 918 is Huckleberry Gin. And number 999 is Animaniac.
And in blue, we have Kansas. Number 7, Peaches and Creamia. Also number 7, we need to correct that, T-Roll. Number 11, Sam. 12, Soda Pop Ruckus. 13, Rocky Floor. 16, Violate Her. 1983, Thriller. 201, The Generator. 22, Mercedes Benz. 34, Pinky Bruiser. 5, Queen of Hearts. 80, Barbara Fett. 85, Bunny. And 907, Alaskan Assassin.
That is Team Kentucky. We're lining up excuse me, for our first jam of the day and of the game. So we're looking to line up here and get this first jam underway as soon as we hear that lovely 5-second signal from our jam timer. I want to thank everybody for tuning in on our broadcast feed here on the Twitch channel for Nerd Derby, run, of course, by the awesome Chad Newt. Thank you very much, Chad. And we thank you for tuning in. If you want to get in on a discussion, go ahead and enter on that chat room and talk about what you're seeing as we get our first jam underway. That is Rest in Pieces, jamming for Louisiana. Number 8 up against Rocky Floor for Kentucky, but it looks like Rest in Pieces through the pack first. She's not lead jammer, apparently. I'm not seeing a signal for lead jammer.
But she's already through on a scoring path, but Rocky Floor is through, and she is the lead jammer for Kansas.
It looks like Reston got through on a no pass, no penalty, so Rocky did get lead jammer and immediately calls off that jam, but not before points got put on the board by Louisiana. 4-0 start for the team from the Bayou State.
Down on the bayou. So yes, you know, I've never met a Louisianan. I didn't like it, especially UPR.
Thank you.
I am married.
I'm married to a Louisianan.
Yes, I'm Cajun by marriage. So yes, hello to everyone in Houma. My husband, the Muffin Man, is from Houma.
All right, so look, we're going to line up here for jam number 2. I see Animaniac number 999 wearing the fleur-de-lis for Louisiana. Going to get an ID quickly on the Kentucky jammer. Animaniac, meanwhile, out front and lead jammer. That is Alaskan Assassin wearing the star for Kentucky. So these teams have traded off lead jammer statuses as we go with first 2 jams. 4 points picked up by Animaniac.
And we do have an attempted star pass. Yes, completed star pass for Kansas. That is Violate Her, now the jammer of record for Kentucky.
Meanwhile, Animaniac, formerly of Team Kansas, but this year now skating with Team Louisiana, picked up another 4-point pass. So,
oh, that's pretty cool. So they know what she wants to do, but she's making it work for her. Oops, little tap out of bounds at turn number 1. She's going to reset behind that wall of blue.
Funny thing was, last year, Louisiana did play Team Kansas in a game, so Animaniac did play against a team she's now playing for. So that's a very interesting dynamic in the game.
Oh, yeah.
Penalty picked up by number 07 for Kentucky. That is one of our 7s, not sure which one.
So I've clarified 07 is Peaches and Creamia, and just 7 is T-Roll.
All right, that is now clear. Thank you very much, Muffin. Meanwhile, back to the track here. Animaniac slides around the outside, another 4-point pass. Working on 20 points now as she rolls is Animaniac, who skates now with the Big Easy Roller Girls, my home league actually, in New Orleans.
And we do have a power gem for Louisiana at this moment.
Oh, we do?
Yes, and it's 4 3-pack advantage for Louisiana. Actually, 4-on-4, but power gem, yes, just completed.
So all 80 wheels back on the track and rolling, and 8 of those wheels belong to Animaniac, and she is up front for 4 more points. So working on a 24-point jam, so obviously only 2 jams in. The leading scoring jam as we go belongs to Animaniac for Team Louisiana. And another go-around for Animaniac. She kind of looks a little bit tired there, kind of looks at the jam rough like, oh, I gotta keep going. Jam, I guess, in a way, mercifully comes to an end for those skating the full 2. So a big jam there, 28-point jam for Team Louisiana, gives them now 32. Kentucky still scoreless heading into jam number 3.
Woo. We do have a full complement of blockers on the track.
And 2 jammers, so we have everybody out there, full load, ready to go.
Yep, we are about to begin jam 3, and they are off.
And it looks like that is number 23, Rocker Pepper, wearing the fleur-de-lis for Team Louisiana. Looking for Kentucky's jammer, that is number 5. That is Queen of Hearts, who is actually your lead jammer after breaking through on the inside out of turn number 1.
More of the back and forth, the lead jammer. That's so far 2 lead jams for Kentucky.
So naturally, Louisiana will get it next jam, right? They'll have to keep back and forth the entire game, right?
If it keeps going, but
not likely, but I mean, you know.
You never know yet.
Trends are trends. And jam is called off. Looks like 3 points picked up there by Kentucky.
So they are on the scoreboard soon. I don't see them showing yet.
They're there. The jam ref did signal 3 points, but the scoreboard is going to add it shortly. So it is 32-3, even though your scoreboard at home looks like 0 for now. Trust me, it's 3.
There you go.
There it
there
is.
All
right. So yeah, nice point out there by our friend JL Sandman, 2000, who was a buddy of mine back home in Louisiana. That last jam for Animaniac, she made 7 scoring passes. That's very, very impressive for Animaniac.
That is Rocky Floor, lead jammer for Kansas.
And that is Small Fry, number 757 for Team Louisiana. And called off by Rocky Floor. She picks up the full 4-point pass, I believe. Yes, she does. So 32-7. Kentucky starting to get some points on the board now these last couple of jams.
Yep, and that's 2 scoreless jams for Louisiana.
That's the way to get back into a game. Keep your opponent scoreless, and you put all the points on the board. So it looks like we have number 8, Rest in Pieces, jamming for Louisiana. And for Kentucky, we have number 907, that is Alaskan Assassin.
Both of them jamming for the second time this morning, and lead jammer goes to Rest in Pieces.
Reston did a nice job getting on that outside line and scooted back to the middle and skated right on through to lead jammer glory.
Already back around and through the pack for a full scoring pass.
Reston is one of those jammers where she gets out front and then almost immediately she's right back behind you. It's very, very scary as a blocker to be blocking against Reston.
Ooh, huge tumble on turn 1 right in front of us, but everybody's right back up, back at it. Alaskan Assassin is still stuck on her initial pass.
Meanwhile, Reston another scoring pass now through for 4 more. Still getting used to that full 4-point pass thing.
Yes, I termed it the grand slam of 4 points, a grand slam pass of 4 points.
Technically, it's still a grand slam because the baseball reference, a grand slam is 4 runs. So
yeah.
Technically, we were wrong the entire time when we were saying 5. So, but anyway, I digress. Nice 12-point pass there by Rest in Pieces. 44-7, your lead now for Team Louisiana. And we roll into jam number 6. Looks like Animaniac once again will be jamming for Team Louisiana. And that is number 999. No, that's 999 for Animaniac. And number 9, I believe, or is that number 7? That's sorry, that's Queen of Hearts. Number 5, excuse me, for Team Kentucky. Queen of Hearts skating out of the West Kentucky Rock and Rollers from Paducah. And she picks up a penalty right off the bat. So track cutting is the call. So a power jam now for Animaniac, who picks up lead.
And that is the second power jam for Team Louisiana. And that is the second lead jammer status for Animaniacs.
Animaniac batting 1,000, I believe, for lead jammer statuses as she skates. I believe she got all of the ones she skated so far.
Yes.
Multiplayer block I'm seeing called by one of the inside pack refs.
Multiplayer block on Kentucky. So 4-3 pack advantage and lead jammer status advantage for Louisiana.
That was number 85, Bunny, picking up that multiplayer block penalty for Kentucky. Animaniac just leaning on that Kentucky wall in the front of the pack. So just kind of waiting, us trying to see what was going to happen with her blockers in the back, but now just working that front wall. But nice job by Kentucky keeping that wall intact in the front of the field.
A great job by Louisiana too, pulling the jammer all the way back, almost to turn number 3.
Kentucky did lose Pinky Bruiser, one of their blockers, out to the box, but Animaniac able to continue, breaks through, and picks up another 4 points.
Queen of Hearts is out on her initial pass.
Animaniac shift to the inside, nicely done, dodges the block from a T-roll and picks up another 4 points and calls off the jam.
Queen of Hearts, I thought she made, yes, she did steal. She stole 3 points.
3 points, yes,
yeah,
indeed.
10 points for Kentucky.
Kentucky, and that is 51-10 your score now, Louisiana over Kentucky. And Kentucky in the blue, of course, Louisiana in the white, and with blue trim and black other trim, I guess. Kentucky in the black, blue, and white.
All right, 4-3 pack advantage for Louisiana. Rocky Floor back on the jam line for Kentucky.
And that's Rocker Pepper, number 23, is out front for lead jammer for Louisiana. Rocker Pepper coming from a Twin City roller derby in the Shreveport-Bossier City area, northwest Louisiana representing. Meanwhile, number 13, Rocky Floor, roller derby of Central Kentucky, of course, in the Lexington, so representing that blue, of course, for UK.
Whew.
And through the pack, Rocker Pepper through for 4. As the pack still sitting right before turn number 3. As Rocker Pepper now re-engages the Kentucky wall in the front of the pack. Nice job up front, Pinky Bruiser. I see it there for Kentucky. Also now on a big recycle all the way back, the captain, the generator.
And Rocky Floor is still getting stuck back there on her first pass, initial pass. She's going to reset, try and get some speed, but again, getting trapped up behind those Louisiana blockers.
Meanwhile, Rocker Pepper, it's a battle of the rocks here. Rocker Pepper winning it right here with another 4-point pass. But Kentucky loses number 22 to the penalty box. That is Mercedes-Benz. Rocker Pepper takes a spill in the 3-4 apex, but quickly back up on her wheels and going to reset, try again.
Rocky Floor stashing the helmet cover, still resetting, still on that initial pass.
Louisiana's defense setting up nice wall in the back, though. I see Bree Hicks back there with Papaya on fire and Carmina Pirana. Carmina, also a recent transfer to Team Louisiana. She came from the Ohio area. She used to play with Burning River, now also joining Big Easy Roller Girls. So 2 new transplants to Louisiana, joining Team Louisiana's roster this season.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, so hard fought, 11 points right there for Rocker Pepper. But here we go, 62-14, Louisiana holding on to that lead.
Only heading into jam number 8, so we've seen a lot of long-running jams here, Muffin, early on. Not very many short hit and quit or like 1 or 2 pass jams. So it looks like we're going to have Small Fry up against, I believe, Alaskan Assassin. Small Fry through first and is your lead jammer.
Louisiana really dominating this game. We do have a star pass. Woo! Not fully completed yet, but that is to number 7, T-Roll.
Yes, T-Roll, now the jammer of record for Kentucky.
Second star pass this game so far for Kentucky. Woo! T-Roll sliding in for a big hit on the ground right at the apex. Ooh, and she's going to pay for that. Power jam for Louisiana.
Picks up the penalty on the contact, so as you said, power jam now for Small Fry. Small Fry through in the inside at lead jammer. The Small Fry's first year on Team Louisiana. She's also a Big Easy Roller Girl. A lot of Big Easy Roller Girls representing on Team Louisiana this year, as well as Red Stick Roller Derby. Also skaters from Twin City, Acadiana, and Rose City in Monroe. So all over the state really coming together for Team Louisiana. It's good to see.
It's really good seeing these teams that give everyone in the state a chance to get to play.
So Small Fry moving now through the pack on the outside. Gets some momentum. Takes a spill in the 3-4 apex.
We see T-Roll has ended her penalty. She's approaching the pack at turn number 3.
Kentucky loses a blocker to the penalty box. Number 16, Violate Her, takes a seat.
Small Fry at the back of the pack at turn 3. Resetting, but she is on her 4th scoring pass.
But nice work there in the front by, on the back by Kentucky, but getting some help now. Little Miss Maggot, the pivot, trying to help her jammer break through that back wall. Meanwhile, T-Roll back out in front.
Yep, that was her initial
first pass. Yeah,
yep.
So Small Fry calls off the jam. So big jam for Small Fry. 16 points, there we go, watching the numbers roll up. 16-point jam, 78 now for Louisiana. Kentucky at 18 after a 4-point jam.
Oh, yeah, so she did score on there. She did score 4 points, so 18 points.
That was a scoring pass for T-Roll. So it's like a team timeout going to be called by Kentucky. That'll give me a chance to talk about one of our awesome sponsors this weekend for Battle of the All-Stars. Let's talk about 187 Killer Pads. They've been designing and constructing pads for top professional athletes for the past decade. They were started by a longtime skater and a family-owned upholstery shop. 187 Killer Pads has since become the preferred choice of skaters worldwide. With their visionary designs and revolutionary systems, 187 Killer Pads continues to lead the way in raising industry standards and making protective gear better. You can follow them online on Instagram and on the web at www.187killerpads.com. Remember, the number is 187killerpads.com.
Okay. Oh.
That's a big delay, though. That's like 2 minutes.
Oh, never mind then. Oh, because it's Facebook.
We're discussing a little bit of our screen going on here, thanks to our awesome friend Chad Newt running the stream here through Nerd Derby through his Twitch channel, Stupid. Let's take a look at our chat second real quick here. Let's see. It's a beautiful day for Derby. Thank you, Lady Lana 86. Hey, from Louisiana, Archfm 1. Thank you very much. We're glad to see you watching. Lead jammer now going to go to Queen of Hearts for Kentucky on jam number 9. She's going up against Rest in Pieces for Louisiana.
It's only the 4th lead jam for Kentucky so far this game. Rest in Pieces through on her initial pass.
She stashed the star a little bit there to get through, but didn't make it through, and star now reapplied, or fleur-de-lis reapplied, I should say. That's one thing I love about Louisiana. They have the awesome fleur-de-lis jammer caps. We've got a lot of compliments on that in the past couple of years. People like that. It's a little different, a little cool.
No, I love it.
It's a whole lot Louisiana. So quick 3-point jam there for Reston. So 81-20 and a 2-point. Oh, actually a 3-3 jam. There we go.
Okay, keep adding.
3-3 jam. 81-21. Louisiana with the lead.
So 60-point game, but plenty of time. There's still 6 minutes left in this first half, 20 in the second. So Kentucky is not out of this game yet.
Not by any means.
No.
Our jam matchup now will be Animaniac for Louisiana, Rocky Floor for Kentucky.
Ooh, Kentucky, Rocky Floor squeezing by the inside lane for lead jammer status for Kentucky.
Yes.
That's 2 in a row for them.
Nicely done by Rocky Floor. Meanwhile, Animaniac still pinballing around the pack, able to spin her way through for her initial. Rocky Floor now battling Bree Hicks and Foxy Cleosmacki in the back, but finds an inside gap.
That was a beautiful play by her. She saw that open lane pop through, scored the points, called it off quickly, preventing Animaniac from scoring any points.
So a 3-point jam, I believe, picked up there by Rocky Floor. Keeps Louisiana off the board, 81-24. And we're right about the 5-minute mark, so almost through the first period. Remember, 20-minute periods today for each of the games with 2 team timeouts and 1 review that is non-retainable, and it only takes 5 penalties to foul out. So this shortened format is only going to be through today. Once we start tomorrow, we're back to the regular 30-minute half format.
So 4-2 pack advantage for Louisiana.
That is number 23, Rocker Pepper, through for lead. Going up against Alaskan Assassin for Kentucky, who takes off the star. But Rocker Pepper just scoots right on by the outside, untouched, for a 4-point pass.
Both Kentucky blockers standing up in the penalty box, under 10 seconds left of their penalty, but woo!
Nice.
Rocker Pepper taking advantage of that. Look at that, through again, taking him out.
That was a nice escort out there by number 16, Violate Her, but not quite enough to keep Rocker Pepper from getting out.
Yep.
So Pepper threw for a 4-point pass.
And she's already back around again. Now she's, look at that. Oh my God. She's like, oh, now there's 4 of you. I still got this. Oh, nope. Tapped out of bounds at the apex. She's going to reset just right after turn number 1. Gaining some speed. Woo!
Meanwhile, star pass completed by Kentucky to the Generator, who makes her initial pass now as the jammer of record for Kentucky. And Rocker Pepper calls off the jam after seeing Generator make her way around. So we'll cap the scoring at 11-0 in favor of Louisiana on that jam. They now take a 92-24 lead.
It's going to be 4-3 pack advantage for Kentucky this next jam.
Yes, that's Little Miss Maggot. The pivot for Louisiana starts off in the penalty box. Looks like our jammer matchup will be number 157. Reading that right? That was a 757, small fry. I was looking at the whiteboard in the middle. I'm like, there's no 157 for Louisiana. 757 is small fry up against Queen of Hearts for Kentucky. Kentucky trying to keep that wall set up in the front. Now a small fry trying to just burst through one of the arms, but not quite done as Kentucky quickly keeps that wall reformed, but they do lose a blocker to the penalty box. That is number 12, Soda Pop Ruckus. Meanwhile, Team Louisiana. Oh, nice block there by Ms. Murder.
Woo. Little Miss Maggot out of the penalty box now, joining her team. Woo.
Another penalty for Kentucky, number 22, heading to the box. That is Mercedes Benz.
So 4-2 pack advantage for Louisiana.
Small fry having to fall out to the infield to avoid a track cut. Now going to reset all the way back to the jam line.
Little Miss Maggot letting her know, I'm here for you. I'm your pivot. Yes, and she is going to accept that star. Going around the outside. Woo, escaping everyone. Uh-oh.
Back block going to be called on small fry, but not as the jammer, though. As you said, Little Miss Maggot takes the star, or the fleur-de-lis. I have to keep saying fleur-de-lis now. Little Miss Maggot, of course, representing Red Stick Roller Derby out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And now right up front, and a very, very adept jammer, pivot, blocker. She's an all-around great skater, is Little Miss Maggot. And threw for 4 points, 3 points, for Louisiana on that pass. There's a no pass, no penalty call there for Maggot, so she did not get the full points, but now she's going to turn around and take a seat in the penalty box for a back block penalty.
Ooh, little exchange of blockers in the penalty box and power jam for Kentucky.
Yeah, Louisiana also losing Ms. Murder to the penalty box. So as you said, now a power jam for the team in blue. Queen of Hearts now back. Nice work by Small Fry to keep recycling her, keeping her from trying to get in, trying to force a track cut. But Queen of Hearts did not bite, but it did run the rest of the jam out. So only a 3-point scoring jam there for Louisiana, no points for Kentucky.
Kentucky holding at 24 points for 3 jams in a row.
Louisiana now at 95, closing in on a minute to go. So any jam from this point out could be our last. A little stomp going on out front by the Louisiana blocking contingent. That is Papaya Arfaya, Carmina Pirana, and Foxy Cleosnakia.
All the blockers hanging out towards the pivot line.
Ooh, lead jammer for Kentucky.
Yeah,
that's
Rocky Flora.
Yes, number 13, Rocky Flora, who is, as we said, from roller derby of Central Kentucky in the Lexington area.
So she's at about 80% lead jammer status so far this game. So Rocky Flora having a great game so far.
She's been very effective for them as a jammer and continuing right now, picking up the full scoring pass. Oh no, she's that was her lead pass? I didn't see points go up. No, she got points.
She did.
I didn't see the points go up in the air. I'm sorry. So she did pick up 4 points there.
They're only holding 4. It's harder to see that hand now.
So Little Miss Maggot back out of the penalty box and serving as jammer for Louisiana. And that jam is whistled off, called off. Looks like 4 more points for Kentucky. So, and we have just timed out on the game clock, so we are now at halftime. Wow. Your halftime score here in game number 1, day 2 of Battle of the All-Stars 2019. Louisiana All-Stars 95, Kentucky All-Stars 32.
All right, great.
It's been a very fun first half. We'll see what happens in the second half. We will be back here in about 9 minutes, so we'll see you then.
We'll see you then. Thank you.
Are back. Welcome back here about a minute to go to our second half starts Game 1, Day 2, 2019 Battle of the All-Stars in Hatfield, Pennsylvania. I'm P. Armageddon.
And I'm Muffin Tumble.
And Muffin, let's have a little bit of stat work here from our first half. Talk about some really interesting stuff we had going on stat-wise.
Totally unofficial stats,
Yes,
but
yes.
high score for Louisiana is looking at Animaniac because she had a huge jam, that second jam, 28 points. So that's already, that's already a 1/5 of the score, the points on the scoreboard. And then the love is kind of spread through Kentucky. Looks like Alaskan Assassin is the highest score, but there's definitely, it's only 32 points to split amongst them, but she scored most of those points.
Okay.
So.
Well, yeah, it was a very, very good, very fun kind of first half. A lot of good action on the track here. We're going to see our second half, I'm sure, will be just as fun as we hear the swoopy whistle, if you can hear that. Good job. Welcome back, we said, to our broadcast stream, brought to you by our friends at Nerd Derby on the Twitch channel Stupid. So thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for signing up on the chat room and talking about what you're seeing on the track. And we're rolling with jam number 1 of our second half. Looks like Animaniac, that leading scorer for Team Louisiana, is on the jam again for Louisiana. Number 13 for Kentucky, Rocky Florer, is the opposing jammer.
Rocky Florer also having a very good game today. She's going to hit that front of the pack. She's out. One more blocker to pass.
But that blocker is Little Miss Maggot, and that's going to be a tough job. And she held her up just enough for Animaniac to get by and pick up lead jammer. So nice job there by Little Miss Maggot, who actually took a spill on the track, and she's down in turn number 3. So we're going to stop for an injury stoppage. We hope Little Miss Maggot is going to be okay. She kind of took a hard hit, I think, there in turn 3.
And she's one of the key players for Louisiana. I hope she is okay. She won one of the MVPs during one of the games yesterday.
She's actually up and skating back to the bench now, which is good to see.
Good.
So our great our medic staff, our EMT staff here, we're going to come out there to help, and we're so glad to have them here. But thankfully, Maggot was able to skate back to the bench. We hope she's going to be all right. So we're going to line back up here and get jam number 2 going after a nothing jam there in jam 1. So we have, looks like, Rest in Pieces at the line for Louisiana, and that, I believe, is going to be Alaskan Assassin as the Kentucky jammer. Kentucky, remember, is in the blue and black and white. Louisiana is in the white and blue and black. So don't be confused. Louisiana has the yellow jammer caps with the fleur-de-lis star. Kentucky has, of course, the white with the blue star.
Yep, 4-3 pack advantage to Louisiana. Also lead jammer advantage.
That is Rest in Pieces, number 8, picking up lead jammer, but she will lose a blocker to the penalty box. Number 9, Brawla Dean, skates over to the penalty box.
Rest in Pieces already around, weaving in and out through that pack again. One last tap out at the front of the pack. She's going to call it off.
Oh,
winning that jam.
She got tied up with Violator at the front of that pack, and she had a kind of a few words there at the end for maybe some of the contact going on there, but nonetheless, she did pick up 3 points. So a 3-0 jam for Louisiana. So now your score 98-32. Official timeout going to be called here. We did have a penalty assessed there. Looks like the number 20 for Kentucky, or number 201, I'm sorry. That is the generator. But so both teams have a blocker in the penalty box starting off this next jam, but our referees will confer at center track.
Yes, and this timeout is brought to you by Stakeware. Protect yourself from impact, contact wear for full contact and action sports. Check them out at www.stakesquare.com.
I want to thank all of our referees and our NSOs and all of our volunteers and everybody helping to put Battle of the All-Stars on this weekend. Our host league, Bucksmont Roller Derby Dolls, for putting on another great year of Battle of the All-Stars. Their 6th year in a row hosting Battle of the All-Stars.
They really are great hosts. I've enjoyed every minute of this tournament so far, and we're only on day 2.
We are. We have 2 more days to go.
It's a long 4-day tournament, but it's been lovely so far.
Here we go, jam at number 3, Rocker Pepper wearing the star for Louisiana. Queen of Hearts jamming for Kentucky, but Rocker Pepper through first and is lead jammer.
3 lead jams in a row for Louisiana. They are still dominating this game, but Queen of Hearts is out on her initial pass.
It's like a low block penalty, I believe, assessed to T-roll for Kentucky.
Ooh, 4-2 pack advantage for Louisiana, but those 2 blue blockers are doing a great job.
Rocker Pepper calls off the jam. She does pick up, I believe, the full 4-point pass before doing so. She does, and that puts Louisiana over the century mark now, 102. Kentucky with 32.
Kentucky held scoreless this whole half, and we're only 3 gems in, but 0 points so far this half for them.
So 2 blockers starting off in the box, so a blocker advantage for Louisiana. They will send, I believe that is Small Fry to the jam line, and I am correct. And it looks like Rocky Floher will be jamming for Kentucky. Small Fry dancing to the outside.
Yep.
And
4 lead jams in a row for Louisiana.
If you haven't noticed, if you can see it on the feed, Small Fry's tights are actually like packs of French fries. So if you can see,
I didn't know. I did notice they were fun pants.
yeah, if you notice, they're little packs of French fries.
Oh, that's amazing.
So if you notice, like a lot of the Louisiana skaters have like interesting leggings, tights on. So you'll kind of notice those as you go along with the feed. Some of them really match their personalities. So yeah, so they're very fun to see. They're having a good time out here. And that jam comes to an end, and nothing. And it looks like we'll have a blocker advantage this time now for Kentucky as Carmina Pirana will start off in the penalty box for Louisiana.
It's like Louisiana not allowing Kentucky to score. They're like, you're not going to score this half, is what's happening so far. So a lot of defense being played.
So it looks like jamming for the first time in the game for Louisiana, number 88, Ms. Murder, the captain for Team Louisiana. And it breaks through and earns the lead. Jammer does Ms. Murder, who, funny enough, is skating for Team Louisiana, but her home league she skates with actually is Dallas Derby Devils.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
So-
you told me yesterday that she actually commutes all the way to practice.
She does. Her and Huckleberry Gin, who skate for Louisiana, are both with Dallas Derby Devils, so they do commute from the Shreveport area to Dallas, which is not a short commute. But that's dedication on their part. Jam is called off. 4 points picked up by Ms. Murder, who victoriously returns to her bench, throwing her hand up saying, victory. So a 7-point jam in total for Ms. Murder. That'll give Louisiana 109, Kentucky 32.
Kentucky still holding at 32. But yes, the things we do for the love of Derby is amazing. The miles we put on your car, the strain on your relationships, and sometimes we're so lucky to have supporting partners in our sport.
Oh, yes, indeed. Fun little on our chat line real quick. J.L. said, man, again, apparently Team Louisiana are morning people. Who knew? Well, they are because they're playing their second 9 a.m. Eastern time game of the weekend. So Animaniac is a morning person apparently because she is rocketing through that pack for lead jammer. Going up against Rocky Florer for Kentucky. Rocky knocked to the outside courtesy of number 5, I Shove Lucy.
Great name.
Yes, indeed.
So Animaniac, full scoring pass, 4 points on the scoreboard.
And the pack still kind of congealed right in front of the pivot line. Animaniac to the inside, now to the outside. Goes up against, takes a chip block on the way out from the generator, but able to continue avoiding the block of number 12, Soda Pop Ruckus, and picks up another 4 points.
We have a star pass for Kentucky to number 7. That is T-Roll, now the jammer of record for Kansas.
T-Roll
Kentucky.
trucking it, trying to get back to the pack as Animaniac skates, knocked to the outside and calls it off on the way out. And it looks like she gets the full 4 points. She does. So a 11-point jam there for Louisiana gives them 120. Kentucky at 32. Want to thank also another great sponsor for the Battle of the All-Stars, Spank Alley, the only fully adjustable roller derby armbands on the market. They also ship worldwide. Check them out online at www.spankalley.com.au because they are an Australian company. And here we go, Small Fry wearing the star, but for Louisiana, but through first for lead jammer, Alaskan Assassin. So Team Kentucky picks up first lead jammer status in quite a while, I believe. So let's see what Alaskan Assassin can do. Now outside, makes a lap around, one blocker to beat, gets through, calls it off very, very authoritatively. While Small Fry kind of took a spill in turn 2, but nice jam by Alaskan Assassin, picks up 4 points on the pass and calls it. So that might be a strategy for Kentucky here to get those quick hit and quit jams to kind of keep Louisiana off the board and close that gap up a little bit. So 120-36 is your score. And we're heading into jam number 8. in period number 2 of game number 1 of day number 2. I like to delineate things. Here we go. Lead jammer number 34, another new jammer for Team Louisiana. That is Desi, coming from Twin City Roller Derby area. Her first jam of the day, her first lead jam status of the day. And Desi takes a spill, hits the opposing jammer, which is Bunny. But Desi's going to pick up a low block penalty on that one. So power jam now for Team Kentucky, as a star pass has been made to the generator for Kentucky. So generator is now the jammer of record. But Louisiana trying to clamp down on the generator. Nice blocking there by Doler. I see out there for some big hits. And as well as Brawladine. Oh, a penalty picked up by the generator, a track cut. So a quick jammer swap, and we will have Desi back on the track. Desi resets back before turn 1 and now approaches to engage. Kind of follows Little Miss Maggot through. But quickly back up front, Kentucky meets with Desi. But Desi able to continue, skirts the inside, makes her initial pass. So we're going to go through this full 2-minute period, 2-minute jam, as we don't have a lead jammer, Muffin. And Desi makes her way through, but does pick up 4 points on that first scoring pass. See a high block penalty assessed to Little Miss Maggot. And generator now at the back in the 1-2 apex, gets around the block of Rest in Pieces, hops over the apex in 2. So she's through for her initial. Meanwhile, Desi on the outside looking to get another scoring pass completed. Gets around the block of number 85, Bunny, for Kentucky, and picks up 4 more points. So Desi working now on 12 points as we skate. And the jam does now time out. That was a kind of a long feeling 2-minute jam there, Muffin.
That was a long 2 minutes. So we'll have 4 3-pack advantage for Kentucky this next jam.
So 12-2 jam for Louisiana's All-Stars gives them 132. A 2-point jam for Kentucky gives them 38, right at the 10.5-minute mark. So almost halfway through our second period. Oof. 7 double-digit jams for Louisiana in this game, Muffin. They have been, when they pour it on in spades. Here we go, Rocker Pepper jamming once again for Louisiana up against Rocky Floor for Kentucky.
And the double-digit jams are harder to come by now, as it takes 3 passes to get that.
Pretty much now with the jammer lat point memory.
Yes.
It's a lot harder to get, that's it, multi-scoring passes because you only get a maximum of 4 points.
Yep.
And through on the outside, Rocky Floor makes her pass for 4 points as lead jammer. Rocker Pepper to the outside, going to reset all the way back behind T-roll, way back almost to the jam line. It's a nice reset by Kentucky. And now Rocker Pepper gets some help from Little Miss Maggot, who now has the star in hand, so Little Miss Maggot will be the jammer for Louisiana. Meanwhile, Rocky Floor through for another scoring pass. So looks like 8 points now as we skate for Kentucky, looking for more. Rocky Floor trying to get through the Louisiana contingent, spins through the pack, calls it off. Nicely done by Rocky Floor.
Yeah, that was a lot of action in the back of the pack. Great offense being played by the Kentucky blockers.
And we have a team timeout called by the Louisiana All-Stars. That gives me a chance to thank some of our great organizers and our head officials who have been doing a great job this weekend so far with Battle of the All-Stars. Of course, our tournament organizer and founder, Vanessa V. Diva Sites. Our GTO this weekend, Rhea Culpa. Our tournament head referee, Axis of Stevel. Our head NSO is Coconut Chanel. Our photographer leader is Mr. Andrew Keys. Our head announcer, Kent the Politician, who you might hear in your background. Tournament bracket organizer is Caitlin Estes. Our social media and broadcast stream, of course, our friend Chad and Beth Newt with Nerd Derby. Our head registration and our team wrangler, Samantha Flowers. Thank you all very much. Thank everybody who's played an important role in making Battle of the All-Stars go, including our host league, Bucksmont Roller Derby Dolls. Like we said earlier, their 6th straight year hosting Battle of the All-Stars here at Inline 309 in Hatfield, Pennsylvania. So, 9:07 on the clock, period 2, heading into Jam 10. The winner of this game, Muffin, will move on to play tomorrow They will play, I believe, the winner of Ohio v. Kansas. I'm not sure who the non-winner of this game plays. I have to look at our bracket to see that. I think you'll do that right now and help me out. But I know the winner of this game does move on, I believe, to play the Kansas-Ohio. I believe that's who moves on. We're going to look at the bracket and find out. So I'm going to look at the action on the track right now, and that is rest in pieces for Team Louisiana. Out front and lead jammer. Meanwhile, jamming for Kentucky, Alaskan Assassin that makes her way through for her initial pass. And a low block going to be picked up there by Huckleberry Jen.
Yes, the non-winner of this game plays the non-winner of the next game.
Which is?
Vermont and Virginia.
There you go.
The V-States.
The battle of the V-States. Which V-State will take the V in that game, the victory. So 4-point jam there for rest in pieces. 140 to 50 in favor of Louisiana. We're going into the 8-minute mark here. Heading into jam number 11. And here we go. We're off and rolling, I promise. Just a scrum pack right off the jam line. Looks like we have I Shove Lucy jamming for the first time today up against Queen of Hearts. But Queen of Hearts is through for lead. I'm sorry, the jammer is Animaniac. I was looking at the board, not the track. So Animaniac through for her initial, I'm sorry.
Yep, it's okay. And Queen of Hearts already at the back of the pack at turn 1, trying to get around the outside. Held up by Little Miss Maggots.
Animaniac took flight over the apex in turn 1, hit the landing, called off the jam, picked up 3 points. And I believe the Russians gave her an 8.5. That was a nice jump over turn number 1.
Oh, that was so good. It looked like the outside Ralph was tapping her head, like blocking with the head for someone.
Blocking with the head or a point score? Oh, no, they actually did give her a penalty. Did not see that. Animaniac did get a blocking with the head penalty. So she is going to start in the penalty box. Power jam for Team Kentucky. And they are sending number 13 back out to jam. That is Rocky Flora, and Rocky Flora is your lead jammer.
2 lead jams in a row for Kentucky.
So I guess I have to withdraw that 8.5 from the Russians for Animaniac, right? Didn't quite stick it, not penalty free at least. And Rocky Flora through for a scoring pass, give her 4 points. I think our jam refs are appreciating the no more jam lap point because that way their thumbs get a rest.
Oh, yeah.
Right? No more sticking the thumb out or wiggling it, you know, to symbolize 5.
Yeah, less points to count.
Exactly. So the pack now, the main pack is in turn 3. And looks like we have a star stashed by Animaniac, but the jam is called off. That's Kentucky taking advantage of the power start to pick up a 7-point jam. And we now have a stoppage of play, an official timeout.
His next jam. Oh, and the penalty box is empty, though.
It is.
But this timeout is
brought to you by 888. Did you know something, Muffin? That Derby is not your typical sport, right? Did you know that? It's more like a carefully choreographed mosh pit on wheels. That is such a adept comparison. That's why we make protective gear specially designed for those who lay it all out there on the track. 888 covers heads, elbows, wrists, knees, hips, and yes, even butts. Because being Derby ready is one thing, but Muffin being Derby dominant is another thing. Check out 888 online at their website, www.888.com. You can also find 888 on Instagram.
Yes, protect your stuff. Take care of your business. So we'll be starting up. We have a little over 6 minutes left in the game. And Louisiana holding on to that lead still, 143 to 60.
So it looks like we have had a foul out in the game. Kentucky does violate her to the maximum 5 penalties, so the captain generator will serve her penalty time.
And here we go.
That 5 penalty limit kind of rearing its ugly head here in these shortened games. So don't worry, folks. Tomorrow we're right back to the regular, you're used to seeing numbers on limits on everything. So this shortened time frame helps to get all these games in. We're doing 9 games per day the first 2 games for 2 days. So that's a lot of Derby in 2 days.
Yep, 4-2-pack advantage now for Louisiana. Small fry jamming for Louisiana. Small fry, track cut penalty.
And that's going to give a power jam to Alaskan Assassin. for Kentucky.
Yep, lead jammer status is up for grabs.
It is, but Louisiana trying to get up front to keep Alaskan Assassin at bay. I see Foxy Clea Smakia, Bree Hicks, Papaya on fire, Carmina Pirana doing their best to keep the Kentucky jammer at bay, but nice work up front by the Kentucky defense, opening that hole up. Only 2 blockers on the track for Kentucky right now. That is number 34, Pinky Bruiser, and number 7, T-Roll. Now getting some help from Generator back on the track.
Yeah, T-Roll doing some great offense there on that last pass.
Yes, indeed.
Alaskan Assassin needing it now at turn number 1. She's stuck behind that wall.
She meets up with Foxy Clea Smakia, who keeping her at bay. Also, Carmina Pirana working now, but Foxy, nice push out. And looks like, here, whistles blowing for penalties. A track cut assessed. Oh, to Alaskan Assassin. That gives Louisiana now the power jam advantage for Small Fry.
Yep, and 38 more seconds of this jam.
So let's see what Small Fry can do now with these last few seconds as the only jammer on track. He should spend most of the rest of the jam as the only jammer on track. But I spoke too soon.
God. So the third power jam, just this jam, now back to Kentucky.
As Alaskan Assassin, now she exits the penalty box, but Small Fry will probably sit almost the rest of the jam in there because Assassin was in there for a few seconds more. So we have about 10 seconds left to go. So Kentucky might be able to pull this off as a power start next jam if they can stretch it out.
Oh, yeah. Well, she's already standing. So 3 seconds, 1 and 0.
She did not make it, so we will have a power start next jam in favor of Kentucky, but it won't be for long. As you said, Small Fry is standing. She was standing for about 5 or 6 seconds, so she should be released relatively quickly into jam number 14. And also a blocker advantage for Louisiana as Kentucky has the Generator in the penalty box.
Queen of Hearts down on the jam line
and
for Kentucky.
Pivot line start, so throw back to the back of the day. Number 5, Queen of Hearts meets the wall at the pivot line.
Power jam already over. Small Fry reaching the pack just at the pivot line.
Queen of Hearts through for lead jammer.
Look at that.
Just avoids that block on the very end of it from Brawladine. Direction of gameplay penalty on Brawladine right there in the apex of 1 and 2, but both jammers now are through and scoring eligible.
Small Fry is out first, but she is not the lead jammer. Queen of Hearts got lead jam and called it off after scoring 4 more points for Kentucky.
There we go. So a 4-0 jam. You are correct. 143 to 67. Louisiana with the lead now. Just under 3 minutes to go in the game.
Rest in Pieces returning to the line for Louisiana. Going up against Rocky Flora.
It's going to be Rest in Pieces against Rocky Flora. Rocky Flora doing great work today for Kentucky.
Rest in Pieces also a very strong jammer for Louisiana.
And what does Rest in Pieces do for a living? Do you know? I imagine like mortician or something.
No, she actually does not. Which you would think so, but no. No. Rest in. Although she kills on the track. I'm gonna say that. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah, she gets free jam.
She
for a
slays
living.
on the track. There you go. Reston through now the front, looking for her first scoring pass.
And another power jam for Louisiana.
No, she does make it through. Actually, that's her 4-point pass. There she goes. So now skirting around. Oh, runs into T-roll and Pinky Bruiser. Meanwhile, Kentucky loses a blocker to the penalty box. Number 85, Bunny. Now resting on another scoring pass. Finds an inside lap. Pinky Bruiser and T-roll once again her last 2 to beat. There she goes.
Wistelk stepping out over that pack.
Yep.
Power jam is over.
Yep. Another 4-point pass for Rest in Pieces.
Rocky Flora caught up at the back of the pack. She is still stashing the helmet cover.
And so we have a star pass.
We have a star pass.
Pinky Bruiser now the jammer of record for Kentucky. And Reston looks at their jammer and says, no more, I'm done, we'll call it off. So 12-point jam for Rest in Pieces. Now almost to a minute to go, so just about over here. Maybe 1 or 2 more jams. We'll see how it goes. So Animaniac skates over to the jam line. She's joined by Alaskan Assassin for Kentucky.
Oh, I was kind of hoping they'd do that Massachusetts tradition of the all-jammer
the
pack.
jammer pack, yeah. So Animaniac, 49 points in the game, leading scorer So she's probably going to get a few more here if it all plays out in her favor. Alaskan Assassin takes a spill right at the jam line, but Animaniac, one blocker to beat, gets by the generator and picks up lead jammer.
I like the way that she just gave her a look. Oh, you think you got me? No, I'm around you, and I'm out, and I'm the lead jammer. She's already back around, halfway through the pack.
And Anna
It's her
busts
blockers
through.
in the front. She's
nice.
through, yeah.
When your blockers are in the front, you pretty much know you've got it. You got it made because nobody else to beat.
No.
And lead jammer and a scoring pass complete for Animaniac. Number 12 for Kentucky. That is Soda Pop Ruckus to the penalty box.
Alaskan Assassin still stuck on her initial pass.
Huckleberry Gin penalized for Louisiana. So the pack just outside of turn number 2. Papaya on fire, Carmina Parada trying to clear a hole. Also Bree Hicks working up there for Louisiana. Louisiana trying to keep Alaskan Assassin at bay, who took the helmet cover off.
Period block has zeroed out. 51 seconds on the jam clock.
So Animaniac looking at some more points for Louisiana. Tries to scoot through the inside. Gets escorted out by the generator. Oh, big hit there in the pack by Bree Hicks.
Alaskan Assassin really getting killed out there.
And Animaniac resets back in turn 2. Skates through the inside, kind of leans into it, and comes through for another scoring pass. Give her 4 points. And about 25 seconds to go on the jam clock. Huckleberry Gin returning to the penalty box for Louisiana. Alaskan Assassin threw for her initial pass. Hard fought initial pass for Alaskan Assassin.
Definitely. Yeah, almost 2 full minutes.
Yeah. And 4 more points picked up by Animaniac as she looks at the scoreboard on her way around, thinking, I only have a few more seconds to go. And the pack in 3 and 4. Animaniac almost got through, but she may have got another couple of points for the whistle blow. Nope, she did not. 4 points for Kentucky and Muffin. We have an unofficial final score after a 20-4 jam. Louisiana All-Stars 180, Kentucky All-Stars 71.
So Louisiana, the team, such spirit. I can hear them stomping their feet, and they're celebrating their second win this tournament. So all in all, they had a good week.
They've had a good week. They will move on to play tomorrow. As we said, I believe they play the winner of Kentucky and Ohio, who play later on today. And of course, our next game following us here is going to be Vermont and Virginia, the battle of the V-States. So stick around for that one. We're going to have our post-game interviews with our MVPs shortly. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with those interviews. And then our next game, 2019 Battle of the All-Stars, day number 2. All right, everybody. PR McGinn here with the Team Louisiana MVP for the last game, Animaniac. Anna, congratulations on MVP and on the win. Talk about the game coming in. This is your 3rd game of the weekend already. Talk about having that experience of playing already the past couple games, coming into a game against a team like Kentucky.
The goal was to just stay on the track because there's a lot of lines happening. So the goal is just to stay on the track, and I guess I did that. And that's all I was really worried about. There's a really hard team yesterday, California. They're really fast, and so I don't know. Just want to come out here and have fun, really. So.
We ended up as the leading scorer for the game. Congrats on that. Of course, last year you were here, but with another team, with Team Kentucky. Talk about your second year coming, but now with a different team, and talk about coming in with Team Louisiana and kind of like bonding with this team and playing on an entirely new team of skaters.
Yeah, you know, Derby is just really a small community, so anywhere you go, you can make friends anywhere, you know. So I don't know. It took me a while to get back into Derby after moving because there's a lot to happen in New Orleans. So finally did, and now I'm back playing a different team, and might have to play my team tomorrow from last year. So
yeah, that is true. Kentucky might come out of that game. We'll see. Congratulations on the win. We'll see you later on today. We'll be back with our Team Kentucky interview shortly, so stick around.
Hi there, Derby fans. I am here with T-Roll. She was named MVP for Kentucky today. T-Roll, I admire you so much. I think you really impressed everyone today with your defense and your offense. So tell me about your Derby career. When did you start?
2006. I used to be Athena, and I skated for Steel City for 10 years. Then I transferred, stopped competitive playing, played for OVRG for a little bit, had a baby, moved back to Kentucky to my roots after some traumatic issues, and I started with Team Kentucky. I've had the flu for 3 weeks and I haven't skated in 3 weeks. I felt like a complete mess.
And she's not a mess, my friends. Oh my God, such amazing derby. You did so well. Okay, so next up, you're going to play either Virginia or Vermont. Which of the V states would you rather play?
Either one, it's all good. It's all good. It doesn't matter. I've never played either team.
Is there anyone in Paducah you want to say hello to?
I'm from Lexington, but hi to my son, Rocky.
Hi, Rocky. Your mom is a badass. Thank you so much, T-Roll. So nice to meet you. Have a great tournament. Thanks, y'all. See you soon.
All right, so we're going to be back. Our next game is 24 minutes. So here's what will happen. We'll shut the stream down for just a second so we can put a little break in it. That way it's easier for the skaters to find later on when they want to go back and watch the VODs. So bear with me one moment. We're going to stop the stream, and then we'll start it right back up again.